Welcome back. You're watching the Miss Pittsburgh TV Showcase. I'm Michelle Gaines, your host today. And we're going to start the show today talking with Lena Bryan-Henderson. Lena is a criminal defense attorney, and she's practiced criminal law here in Allegheny County and the surrounding areas for 25 years. I am so glad to have you on the show today. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule to come and meet with us today.
Thank
to come
you
and
for
be
having
with us
me,
today.
Michelle.
Okay. All right, so folks, let's get real for a second. Again, you know, we never focus on the negative with this show, but with all the things that are going on in our country today, it is no secret that we need to know how to conduct ourselves in a proper manner if we are ever stopped by the police, and that's why I've asked Lena to come on to the show to share with us what that looks like. What is proper conduct?
So, Michelle, no one wants to look in the rearview mirror and see the police lights or the sirens.
Absolutely.
But sometimes that does occur.
Yes.
And if it does occur, what a driver needs to do is to pull over as soon as it's safe in a lit area.
Okay.
While the driver doesn't want to see the police, a lot of times the police, when approaching a car, are put in a precarious situation because it could be dangerous. So I have some suggestions to make the encounter safe, respectful, and to make sure that it's done in a small period of time.
Okay.
So if you're ever pulled over, like I said, pull over as soon as possible. This isn't the time to start fumbling around.
Okay. You're
Make
right.
sure that your hands are visible, and your hands can be visible either by putting them on the steering wheel, or if you want to be extra cautious, pull your window down and put your hands out of the window. Also, if there are passengers in the car, instruct them to do the same.
Okay. See, I would never have thought about that, putting my hands out the window.
Absolutely.
Okay.
In this day and age, because of the situation, it's always good to make sure that the police see your hands.
Exactly.
The police are in control, really, of the situation, but your interaction really helps with making it go smoothly.
Absolutely, and these are recommendations, suggestions. It doesn't matter what ethnic group you are. It doesn't matter. If you are stopped by the police, he's not going to not stop you because you're Hispanic, or not stop you because you're Turkish, or not stop you because you're Caucasian.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't matter.
Absolutely. These suggestions that I have go for everyone.
Exactly. Okay.
So once the police get to your window, normally the question is asked, do you have your license, your registration, and your insurance? What I suggest is having all that information on one piece of paper. You could scan it and roll down your window, put that out of the window. Always keep that information, whether it's scanned on one piece of paper or on separate documents, in the visor. So that way you're not trying to go in your purse or go in the glove box. Now, of course, people don't always keep their license up in their visor. So if the officer asks for those documentation, just to be safe and clear as to what you're doing, say, I am getting ready to go into my pocket to get my license. Or I'm getting ready to open my purse and go into my purse and get my license.
Okay. And that's good, because one of the things we don't want to do is create another situation, if I've got all that information in my visor and somebody steals my car, then they've got all that. So it might also be a good idea to maybe just lay all 3 documents out and take a picture with your phone. Could you do that? Or is that not a good idea?
I guess you could do that, but I think that the officers would want to see it on a document.
On a document,
yes.
I see.
So.
Okay, okay.
But that is a concern.
Yes,
Right.
yes, that is a concern. So then that normally, or I won't say normally, but what we have seen has gone far beyond just that. So this is a way for everyone who is encountered by or stopped by a police officer to be engaging without confrontation.
Absolutely.
So you're keeping it peaceful.
Absolutely.
You're just doing what you're supposed to do if you are stopped.
Right.
Okay.
And this isn't the time to, when the police officer comes up to you, be polite. Answer the questions. This isn't the time or the place to get smart or agitate the situation. Now, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, the police officers will normally, like I said, ask for those documents. After that, you have to be careful as to what questions you answer, because every citizen and every driver has the rights, Fourth Amendment rights against illegal search and seizure. So you do not want to give the police officer incriminating evidence against you. So if they're asking any other questions other than those main questions, you can not answer those questions. Politely, of course.
Politely.
You politely say to the police officer, right now, you have the information. I feel uncomfortable answering any other questions without my attorney being present.
And they have to respect that.
They should respect it.
Okay.
If for some reason they don't respect it, the street is not the forum
I get it.
to argue with the police.
Right.
Nor do the average person have expertise to do that. Comply with what they say and allow an experienced attorney to then argue if your rights are violated in court.
Exactly. So there is a time and a place for everything.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't change just because you're irritated because a police officer stopped you. So it's, at that point, you got to bring it down.
Bring it down.
Bring it down and just answer and just provide the license, the registration, insurance. And that's it.
Another thing that one can do to ensure that their rights aren't being violated, you can ask the police officer, is this encounter being video and or audio taped?
Oh.
If they say no, ask, do they have the facilities to do that?
Oh, okay.
And also, when you see that you're being stopped, if your phone is accessible, press the button to record
Okay.
so that you have this, now with all this technology,
Right.
we don't have to guess as to what happened.
Exactly. Okay.
I do want to point out that also if a police officer asks, can they search your car, your answer can be no. You have the right to say no. And
that could be a big deal.
It could be a big deal,
Right,
yes.
yeah.
And I would always say no, because like the individual doesn't have the expertise to determine what evidence is incriminating against them. So the answer is no. Now, the officer can say, we're going to get a search warrant. That's fine.
That's fine.
That's the prerogative. They can
Exactly.
get the dogs, they can get a search warrant, but make them get that in order to search your car.
Okay. Wow. All right. So more food for thought, good food for thought, and practice, to put into practice the recommendations and suggestions of a seasoned criminal defense attorney. So you'll make your life lighter, you'll make her job easier, her or whoever you determine to get, and so forth.
Hopefully it's me.
Hopefully, okay. Okay, so thank you so much, Lena, for being in today and sharing this information with us.
Thank
we
you
really
for
appreciate.
having me.
Okay, all right. So you're watching the Miss Pittsburgh TV Showcase, and we'll be right back.